意外にやるのね。あの世で自慢していいわよ。そのやさ我慢どこまで持つかしら。見せてあげるわ。終わらせてあげるわ。サプライズホーンバルキリーアナトミア。
Hey guys, it's ScherBR talking, and in today's video let's talk about Leone. Yes, Leone, the character from the login bonus, and she's the character I got from the day 7. Well, if you watch my previous video, I was saying that Leone is the best choice. And while Mercurius has his benefits and She-Hulk has her strength, Leone was for me the character that will just stay more relevant for me right now and in the future. And also based on the characters we got so far from free, Leone is kind of the most unique here. Besides the mechanics that Mercurius can give us by the care assist and also his party skill called easygoing, well, I wouldn't be using Mercurius himself, so Leone I will still be using, so that's why I choose her. Okay, well, to talk about Leone, we need to see some stuff here, and I can specify more about how her passive skills. And well, it's a lot better than I thought, because there's some problem with the translation on the wiki version of the English wiki version of the game. And well, the skill here called Mercenary Skills didn't say that it greatly increases attack on the English Wikipedia so far. So when Leone came here, I was only assuming that the greatly increased attack would be the same as the Amelia version of it, that greatly increases mag. And I was right. I will just make some runs here to test and explain some stuff. But yeah, Leone is a character that was released very close to Amelia. The Amelia is far yet from the release launch. But well, this greatly increased mag from Amelia increases up to 40% mag value when the skill is on level 5. So this is the same thing for Leone. I was thinking that Leone was not that strong of a fighter because of everyone just telling that she was just a support type of character, but that's not exactly true. And well, let's just give a look on all of her other things like her status. And while Leone has above average attack, she has more than Hakure, for example. She can reach 1.3 k attack. It's a little over what Hakure can get. And well, her defenses are better than Hakure and with some other characters. She can get to 935 defense and 821 mag defense. So this is a little above average, but it's also based on the time of her release in Japan. Her HP can reach up to 5k. It's very average on this level. But like heroes like Leone, Sword Fighters, and others characters that are Sword Fighters, they usually have around 5k HP. The ones that have 6k HP or something like that are more the Great Sword users, okay? So, well, just by looking at her status, they are there's nothing that stands out here. Just a little more physical attack, but especially because the time of her release. And now we have her attacks. It's the Surprise Throw. It's an attack made from far. There's the Piercing Edge, that's a movement that she goes close to the enemy, and there's Twin Crusade. Twin Crusade launches the enemy and is also from the lightning element. This is her best attack, okay? And also, talking about the number of hits, the first attack is 2 hits, the second 2, and the last one is 9 hits. So totalizing 13 hits for Leone. So if you are just planning on upgrading here by the potential force board, I very recommend you guys to get the 4 attack and 50 attack at least. The 50 attack will give you another Twin Crusade, it's her best attack, and her chances of healing will be even higher, and this one is the one that heals the most. Okay, her physical attack, Purify attack is above average as well. I will be showing you guys my tests, and the number of attacks is just the common 3 times, okay? Now we have to give a look at her skills, and like I said, this mercenary skills here is just very good. It's just like having rage but on turn 1. It's just the same thing, or even better. I'm not so sure because, like I said, we can't just make perfect calculations with this game because most numbers are not revealed for ourselves. But with Amelia test, this was around 35 to 40% increase in mag. So this is the same for Leone. Leone just is like having the same attack as Arnegreen will have on 4th turn, okay? Also there's this Treasure Afar, and it recovers HP and deal increased critical hit damage. These are two skills attached into a single slot, and recover HP, it does not really say that the wording here is a little confusing. She only recovers HP when she deals critical hit damage, okay? They could just make it easier for people to understand. We'll just give them feedback on this. And also when she deals critical hit damage, she'll be dealing more critical hit damage. The 4th skill is called Soul Control, and she just increases the critical drop rate. And it's less important than the other stuff, because, well, crystal drop rate is on from experience or just on Valhalla Assaults, and damage and recover is always better, okay? Just focus on red and blue, and what's left you can just focus on yellow when you're running Seraph Gate or just Valhalla Assault dungeons. And when we talk about Leone, we also need to talk about her orb, because, well, Leone is not on any banner right now, so you can summon for Leone, but you can already know the information about her orb. It says here on Wikipedia that it increases physical damage. I do believe it's physical attack instead of physical damage, and lightning damage as well. So she will be doing more damage, but, well, she already does okay damage. She may not be doing okay damage for the future in Japan, because she is still a 1st generation character. When you compare her to characters released on the 3rd year, she's just not enough to can deal enough damage to compete with the other characters. So that's why they it's very strange, because in Japan she has a grade of 7.5 right now. It was higher before, I remember her higher grades. But, well, she only competes with a character so far too, I know, because they got a lot of characters every week there. I don't know if there's another character, but besides Leone, the other great healer in Japan is called Velvet, and she's a character from the Tales of Arise collaboration, but she's also a character from the Tales of Berseria. So this character, or people in the community don't know if this character will be released in our version of the game, because the game is not available anymore on global. It still plays in Japan, the Tales of Arise game, but global version was shut down. So maybe Bandai Namco won't want this game to be, well, have a crossover with a dead game. This may be bad for them, I don't know. This is just speculation, okay? So that's why I don't think that we may get this Velvet, and if we don't have Velvet, Leone is the best healer that we can get, but she still needs some very extensive buildings and very planning to get her to her max potential. But when she is on this, she will just heal a lot, and a lot, I mean, I see videos of her healing half the damage a boss would inflict on you. That's just this prospect of saying this and working with a character that can do this in a squad just makes me want to get this character as soon as possible. Because, well, Leone is not a character that you can easily get, and she doesn't really need her orb. So I have a guarantee of having this character right now and start building her for the future. This was my decision by choosing her, because Mercurius is just a little more damage and a little more chance of critical, but what does he include on my squad building? He doesn't include nothing in my squad building, just more damage. But, well, we'll just try to make Leone work right now and try to do some things to make her even better. But that's what we need to talk about, is just to check her multipliers of attack and purify attack, and see how much damage she can inflict compared to other characters were just released, just like Aelia, Amelia, and the Star Ocean characters. Well, I can't say about the Star Ocean characters, but at least for Amelia and Aelia, I have the numbers. And, well, let's just test this right now. I always want to go to the first stage of the game so I can ignore the defense. And my party assistance and my party skills are 0. There's nothing equipped. I won't be clicking to check because, well, the game just sometimes crashes when I do it. And then let's just go to the first enemy of the game and check how much damage she can inflict. Well, there's no killing here. Killing always good for me to choose because she can just help increase the Purify Gauge here, this is the squad. Sorry, I will just remove her orbs, so I can do my first run without orbs. And let me just say, use something here. I'm using the first battle sword as a main, and the jagged center as a secondary. Also, the Vorpal Shade as a secondary. What we have here is just that the first battle sword increases plus 100 with the Kendo Primer, so her final attack here is 6009. So I will just take 6000 for calculations, so we can just see clearly how much damage she can inflict. Okay, let's just start this quest. And we go straight to the first enemy. Okay, now I will start the attack with just Leone and then using my other characters as soon as possible so I can feel the bar. See, the damage was 55k. Well, 55k with a character that has 6000 attack. I did a lot of other runs, so I can just say you guys that this is around 9.0 multiplier for her normal attacks. It's a little higher, it's higher or less than Hakure, and above the average from the common characters that we're getting so far, for the first generation at least. And then we'll have to check her Purify attack damage, and I already did tests as well. I do think it's 7.5, but we'll check this right now, okay? Now we have another chance to just do her normal attacks, and then we will use the Purify attack. Well, the damage was, the second attack was the same damage as the first one, so you can still see that the multiplier is 9.0, and now we'll just use the Purify attack to check. You see, it was around 40k damage, with a character that has 6k attack. Well, we have to check here and do the maths. Well, it's around 6.5 to 7.5 multiplier for her Purify attack. Her Purify attack is not her best thing, it's only average, okay? So now we just quit here, retire, and now let's just test her damage with the Mercenary skill maxed. So we need to give her the red orb for damage. Also, you need to see that this Leone didn't inflict any critical hit. Why? Because Leone is more dependent on having specific weapons, party skills, her potential ward unlocked, so she can get even more critical hit chances. And that's why she's a little more costly than your standard Cena. You need to get this for her, more critical hit hate, power as well, but critical hit hate is her best thing to get from the potential ward. Also, there's more weapons that will be released that have the critical as his passive. We can already see that there's Miura staff also has this. We can click here and check. Some weapons will have critical as sub, and this will be the best weapons for Leone. You can check this staff here. Thunder Sphere has this critical. Leone will benefit more from this stuff when this word with this critical hits comes, and she also needs some help from orbs and all the other stuff to get her critical hits high. Why? Because, well, Cena has her the first skill called Snipe, and Snipe can improve up to 20% critical hit rate. That's maybe the cause of why people gave her a low grade in Japan right now, because Velvet doesn't exactly work like this. But, well, the healing is just so high that they probably did this to just make a counterbalance for Leone. Okay, and now let's just give her the red orb so we can just check her damage. I would prefer to use orbs that don't increase attack so it doesn't mess with our calculations. And this seemed to work. Oh, you see this one has critical and improves the critical hit rate at start of battle. You will have to upgrade this stuff to the max so you can get the best of this, but the activation rate is low. Okay. She really needs a very intensive heavy type of building, but well, she will be worth when you manage to do this. Now let's just check her damage. No, there's Norn. Here Norn can view the bar.
確実に仕留めていけばいい。それだけだ。来るわ。人海すら残しはしない。Okay,
now let's just start doing the same thing. You see, her damage was around 74k damage, and it's a very good increase. It's like I said, around 35 to 40% increase in attack, and it's the same as having rage on the first turn. Now you do just her attack and her purify as well. You see a 54k damage. It's the same increase, it's around 35 to 40k increase, okay? Well, I will just retire from here, and this is my test on Leone. And we didn't see her healing, but I was not using her orb here. You need to activate the threshold afar, or else you won't be healing when you do critical hit. And it only says critical hit damage, so I will do some runs later and check if the critical hit chance also affected, but I don't think it is. And that's her low point. Her only low point is that she doesn't have a way to raise the critical hit chances. But the critical hit damage is very fine, her normal attack is very fine, she just started the battle with a good buff, does not really need to wait for the 4th turn, and well, she has a very good status when compared to other characters who lead so far. Okay, well, thanks for watching this so far, I really hope this can help you see how Leone works and decide if you want her in the future. Okay, and we'll see each other on the next video. Bye.